Good morning. It's day 6 and we are at the Next Step Hostel in Talladega. It's absolutely gorgeous here. We are going to do a 16-mile slack pack today up to Adams Gap, and then we're going to come back here and spend the night, have another meal in town, and then head out again tomorrow, hiking north, heading towards Georgia. All right, we are back at Porter Gap. Just got dropped off. All right, Adams Gap. We're on our way. It is a beautiful, cool morning. The trail is really nice. It's just gonna get hot today. It's supposed to be like 85, I think, this afternoon. So hopefully we can knock out a lot of miles early and not have as much to do in the heat of the day. But we'll see how it goes. It's a pretty tree. Turtle Hawk and Gunslinger move a lot faster than I do in the morning. I like to just kind of take an easy pace and warm up and ease into it. It's just, I guess, something I like to do, my own style. And I think it's important to be true to your own hiking style. And I've also realized that the older I get, the more keenly aware I am that I might not do these trails again. There might not be a second time, so I want to make sure that I'm thoroughly enjoying it, taking my time without being too slow, and yeah, just checking out and being observant and having a good time. So that's how I'm feeling this morning. And there's a bit of a view that wouldn't be possible if there hadn't been a controlled burn here, so that's a good thing. It seems like they're very on top of the controlled burns here in this part of Alabama, which I think is a good thing. It helps the forest stay in good shape and not get too overgrown to where they might be overtaken by a wildfire and completely destroyed. So even though it's not always the prettiest thing to walk through and see burned trees, it's for a good reason. I see blue blaze there on a rock, and I'm wondering if we go up and through. That'd be kind of cool. I think we're crossing a road here somewhere. Yep, going in the woods right there. We got a tiny little bit of road walk. Heading down towards the first water source of the day. We are crossing Talladega Creek. And there's supposed to be a spring here. I call it a pot spring with a box on it. I don't know if we'll see that or not, but I've never heard of that before, so it would be interesting, although Gunslinger and I are pretty well set for water right now. Well, just across the bridge here, there's a lot of private property. And we were looking for blue blazes and completely missed this little sign. Hiking for about 2.5 hours or so, and I can't believe how beautiful the trail is today. In lots of places so far, it's been just completely lined with pine needles and really soft, and not so much right in this stretch, but it's just really been incredibly gorgeous. Lots of green. I'm ignoring the poison ivy, pretending it's not there, trying to dodge it. But other than that, it's just been a lovely, leisurely walk in the woods. I'm still doing about 2 miles an hour, so I can't complain about that. Technically, I'm supposed to have water for another 1.6, but this little creek's flowing nicely, so I grabbed some while it's right here. definitely getting a little rockier here. And I'm going to be at a little spring, I think in about half a mile. And after that, we enter a section called the Rock Garden that is supposed to be a couple miles of just pure rocks. So it's gonna be interesting to see what that looks like. Man, that's good. Well, I passed the spring and I may be really thankful that I got water back there at that campsite because it was just a trickle. But I've now got about 1.5 liters to get me through the rest of the trail, which is 8 miles today, 8.5. Now it looks like I am heading into the rock garden. I find it's pretty easy to get lost in these rocks, and I've been looking and looking for a blue blaze, and I finally see one way over there. Lunch today, roast beef and cheese I picked up at Walmart last night. Not gourmet, but it'll do. We found a bit of a view, and Turtle Hawk found us a new companion. Hey puppy! We're hoping that he lives somewhere around here, but he sure does like being out on trail. It's been a couple miles. He's still following us. We're leading. Not sure what we're gonna do. All right, we are finally down to the last mile today, and we're all feeling it. Turtle Hawk is ahead of the dog. 𝐂𝐚₧ right behind me, and I think we're just counting minutes till we finish this trail. It's been challenging today, and adding the dog is an extra kind of mental complication, I guess. So let's see when we get to the trailhead what can be done about him, and then it'll be time for a shower and a meal. Less than 0.1 to the end of the trail, and I gotta throw a few more rocks at us just for good measure. Well, I am not on the trail today. I'm hanging out on the front porch of a pretty amazing hostel. This is the Next Step Hostel that's owned by Jeff and Nancy, and they are incredible trail angels. They host hikers here for no charge and run shuttles and have kitties. So it's a great stay, and we decided after all of the work that we did yesterday on that 15-16 mile trek between Porter Gap and Adams Gap, that after 6 days of hiking it was time to take a little break, give our feet a rest, and yeah, just kind of charge up again to start hiking tomorrow. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of the hostel, give you a chance to see a bit what a zero day is like. If you're lucky, you've got a hammock right here. I spent some time this morning there until I got blown out of it because a big gust of wind came along. But I've been just working on editing videos and yeah, eating as much town food as possible. And we're really lucky because when we came in the other night, we did our town chores, and so we don't have a whole lot to do. It makes it a really nice true zero today. So come on in and let me show you around. This little building that we're in is the carriage house of the property here, and it is on the National Register of Historic Places. It was renovated several years ago, and it's really comfy. It's got everything that you would need in a hostel. There's a little restroom right here with laundry. So, little kitchenette area to dine in. They've got microwave, coffee, dishes, refrigerator, all the things a hiker needs. There's a little sitting area here. They don't have Netflix or anything like that, no cable, but they do have a lot of DVDs. So if you want to watch a movie, you can just chill out here, put your feet up, relax. There is a little shelf here that's got things like hiker clothes and hiker box items. So if you forgot something, you might be able to find it here. And then let's head on upstairs and I'll show you where the sleeping quarters are. There are, let's see, how many beds are up here? 7 beds. 2 of them are nice big beds. And then Gunslinger and I up here. That's my bunk. That's where she's staying. And Turtle Hawk was with us. She was in the corner here, but she had to go home. A typical 0 day involves a lot of chores that can be kind of tiring. So sometimes taking a Nero instead of a 0 is good in terms of time use for being able to get back on the trail quickly, but you might be more exhausted when you go back to hike than you are when you started because you didn't take the time to just really chill and rest up. So what happens is normally I get into town, I drop my pack, do the pack explosion, take everything out, figure out where the laundry is, drop that in as quick as I can. And of course, I'm going to find some town clothes that I can change out of my hiker clothes and get everything into the wash. And then it's time to go to the store. Hopefully, if I'm organized, I've made a little list on my phone of the resupply items that I need so I can be efficient when I go into the store. If I'm with other hikers and we're someplace like Walmart, we just may decide to split packages because a lot of those have 10 or 12 items in them. For example, Gunslinger and I got some fig bars the other day. The package came with 10 in it, so we just split it 5 and 5, and that gives us breakfast for 5 days or snacks for several days. So that works out pretty well if you're with other hikers. If you are not, I love to go to Dollar Tree because they have a lot of small packages of things and you can get items in quantities of like 3 or 4, which are pretty much perfect for resupply. Unfortunately, they're not all $1 anymore. Everything is like $1.25 pretty much, but it's okay. It's still a great value as far as I'm concerned because I'm not wasting food or buying things that I just end up throwing into a hiker box. If I do have extras, I'm always happy to throw that into a hiker box and pay it forward so somebody else can have something. And I will very often look in the hiker box before I go to a resupply so that I can just pick up if there's 1s or 2s of things that I need, like maybe a packet of oatmeal or an extra ramen or something. I can very often find that in a hiker box. So I have done my laundry, I've taken a quick shower, I've gone to the grocery store, and then the next fun thing is town food. And I tell you, last night, Gunslinger and I chowed down. We went to Campbell's Barbecue here in Talladega, and then we had to get some ice cream too. So that was really fun. We went to the Pop the Top Soda Shop, which is hard to say, Pop the Top Soda Shop, which actually employs students at the local School for the Blind and School for the Deaf, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, we just had a great little sundae there, and I tell you, it was only $4.99 for a huge ice cream sundae. So today, we're just putting our feet up, and I'm editing videos, I'm catching up with folks at home, and yeah, it's just really nice sometimes to just take a few minutes and recharge, and then we'll be back out on the trail tomorrow. That's pretty much what a 0 day looks like.